All right. That sounds good. Well, let's get this going. What's up, everybody? Oh. This is Whiskey Happens, and we got a new episode for you coming in, and this one is going to be real fun, I think. What do you think, Gary?
I think I was a little confused, and as the kids say, did not understand the assignment, but we will see what happens. Either way, I like what we have lined up.
Yes.
So it's going to be delightful at the very least.
It will. It'll be a great tasting because it's two of a lot of people's favorite lineups. So getting into what we're going to do. But before I do that, let's help us out. Hit that like button, join the community. We'd love to have you here asking questions, communicating back with us. So,
and hit subscribe after you hit like.
Well, that's kind of what I meant by join the community, because, you can go subscribe. That's great. But we want you to be part of our community. So that's what I'm thinking. This is really interesting, though. We're going to compare the two more popular brands, Heaven Hill and Buffalo Trace. And so what we've done is we've kind of paired up similar price points and similar proofs, but kind of the comparison. So what's first on the list, Garrett?
I was racking my brain to see if they were similar proofs, but now that I think about it, I guess so.
Yes, they are.
I don't know what glass this is because I thought we were doing it blind, but Buffalo Trace and Elijah Craig.
Yes.
I guess I can just look. So that's my BT and this is my EC.
Yep. So before we get into that, we got a little bit about it. So Buffalo Trace, 4-ish years, Mash Bill 1, 90 proof, EC, 4-ish years, 90 proof. So it should be somewhat similar, but I don't know. What do you think? You've had a lot more Buffalo Trace than I have, especially store picks. You prefer store picks though over the just regular BT.
At this point, I'm definitely more of a store pick BT.
Yeah.
However, I'm also more of a Elijah Craig barrel proof. So it's been quite some time since I've had just regular Elijah Craig, and I'm curious as to purity versus purity, I guess if you want to say, which one's gonna weigh in heavier.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. I'm gonna try the EC first. Let's see.
I can do that. I mean, nothing too shocking here.
No.
Great sipper. I don't think I've ever put this in a mixed drink.
Yeah, no, I probably haven't either, but it would be good in a mixed drink. And then I was going to ask you, this is something I've always noticed with Elijah Craig is Elijah Craig always drinks hotter to me. Like it's 94, but to me, it's always a little bit hotter. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the mash bill that they have in theirs. But it's the, 94 proof and then 90 proof, pretty similar to each other. It shouldn't be that different, but to me, they're vastly different when it comes to how hot they drink compared.
Yeah, I think Elijah Craig definitely is the heat's on the back end, like it lingers longer, was to where, and I haven't had a sip yet, but from what I remember, Buffalo Trace, it's kind of light and airy, like it's there, and then it's not.
I think a lot of that has to do with the rye content. So like Mash Bill 1 has a less rye content than Mash Bill 2. And as you know, when you go to Mash Bill 2, those do drink a little hotter. The Rock Hill Farms, the what's the other ones that I'm trying to think right now? Elmer T. Lee's.
Blanton's.
Yeah, Elmer T. Lee. So, but let's get into BT. I haven't had BT in so long. I mean,
yeah. I got this out of a 350 that I used to compare my store picks with. I'm almost positive I got the 350 when I was with you at
Specs. Probably. I got a couple of them They're fun little things to have and take with you. I
You
mean,
know what? Go ahead.
there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's good. It's why everyone loves it. It's just an easy drinking bourbon. Now, does EC to me have more of a complex flavor profile? Yeah. Would I drink Buffalo Trace more regularly? Yeah. I mean, this is something I could constantly just sip on and be completely fine. The EC is definitely something that's, like I said, a little hotter for me, and I'd prefer to drink the Buffalo Trace on a more regular basis.
Yeah, I honestly want to say that like the crispness of the Buffalo Trace honestly reminds me of Elijah Craig Rye.
Okay.
Again, I'm a novice rye drinker, but if I had to think about the flavors of the things that I've drank last year,
Mm-hmm.
going from Elijah Craig to Buffalo Trace, it just kicked in that memory. I was like, this
Yeah.
is sitting at Travis's house drinking a rye that I didn't think I was going to like.
That's awesome. So if you had to choose to drink one or the other, which one's knocking out the other one this time for you?
Buffalo fucking Trace, sir.
I'm right there with you on that one. So round one
Bradley
goes to
would be proud.
round one goes to Buffalo Trace. So let's go ahead and grab the next two contenders on the list. And what we did here on this one, guys, is we tried to pair up things that were either similar in proof, similar in age, just trying to get as close as we can to two things. And these two lineups are pretty similar. So this next one is, and price point. We looked at price point. So going back real quick, Buffalo Trace and EC around the same price point, $25, MSRP if you can find it.
Let's say 25, 30, because not getting 30. That 25 here.
Texas, you are. But next is Eagleware and McKenna Baldwin. So we got a 10-year against a 10-year. We got a 90 proof against a 100 proof. These are going to be the toughest out of all of them to me, because these are two of my favorite in the entire lineup. So this is going to be really tough for me to actually choose which one I like better in this comparison and which one I'd say wins. What about you?
I don't think it's going to be tough. I think since it's not a blind, I already know I favor Eagle Rare. If you guys are paying attention from week to week, you notice the bottle's gone. So I've definitely just opened a new bottle of Eagle Rare. And even before we started recording, I was telling Travis I was about to buy a store pick. No question in my mind that the Eagle Rare comparatively is going to be the one for me, just because like so far in my Henry McKenna journey, like I favor the 2010, which I did open a 2010 up just to be fair. But I don't like the 09. I had an 06 that I didn't care for. I haven't had an 11 yet. I've never had whatever year I missed back the other way. So Eagle Rare is kind of like consistently where I want to be.
No, and I agree with you. And that's what I was going to say is the 2010 has knocked our socks off. And we think that's probably the best out of the ones we've tried, because I've tried multiple ones as well. Price point, they're about the same. MSRP price point, $30 range. That's what the MSRP is. Now, you probably won't be able to find them for that. But if you can, that's awesome for you. But let's try it.
Henry McKenna out here is closer to 40 MSRP.
Okay.
But that's also not happening unless you're at Total Wine at like 7:00 in the morning and you knew it was going to happen.
That's true. All right. I'm going to start off with the McKenna. What are you starting with? Eagle?
The Eagle Rare.
All right. Well, fine. I'll start with the Eagle Rare.
Wasn't for any reason other than it was closest to me. Yeah. I mean, tastes like Friday night all day.
Yeah. I mean, but the funny part about this is this is why I think aging is so important. Same mash bill as BT, but completely different flavor. I mean, it's just hands down so much better. So I find that interesting. But let me try that McKenna.
All right.
Still love the McKenna. Still love it. But
I mean,
I agree with you though. I have to agree. I mean, if I have to give it to a lot, if I had to say, to me, the Eagle Rare is better just because, like you said, consistently you can buy a bottle of Eagle Rare anywhere and get a good 10-year age bourbon that is just phenomenal. McKenna has a lot of complex flavors. I think, of course, McKenna drinks a little hotter. It's 100 proof compared to 90 at their Eagle Rare, which also I think is an interesting thing. So you got the Eagle Rare and the Buffalo Trace, both at 90 proof, but once again, completely different flavor profile, and all due to the aging process and where they're stored in the warehouses. I think that's what makes bourbon phenomenal to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's no qualms about it. Like, I like Henry McKenna 10-year. And we'll pick up a bottle regardless of the age statement on it. Not age statement, regardless of the year on it, period.
Yeah.
Whether I like that bottle or whether I share it with friends, who knows? But hands down, I've probably never paid more than $60 for a Henry McKenna so far. Let's put a little asterisk on that so far. Eagle Rare, I've gone upwards of $40. So I'm willing to pay reasonable secondary for it. Either one.
Yeah.
As to where Buffalo Trace, I do not. Eagle Rare or Elijah Craig, I do not. If it's there at a good price, like anytime I go to Texas, I'll pick up a BT. Well, as of recently, I'm probably not playing retail for it because of the store picks. But however, you know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Elijah Craig, I've never had a private select Elijah Craig, but maybe. Those aren't really that hard to find. Maybe I don't buy those because they're like always on the shelf.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
A single barrel larceny. Like, you can find those, especially in Texas. But then it's like, it's not a barrel proof. So like, they're not flying off the shelves.
No, and I think that's the reason why, like, with just a normal EC, it's just, I think it's something everyone should have in their shelves. If they don't have one, I think you should have one. I do think it's a good mixer. I don't normally use it because normally when I do mixed drinks, I'm doing old fashions. And a lot of times I like to use rye with old fashions just because of the spice in the rye. But I think it's one that you should have just as like something to have on your shelf as a drinker that you want to pull out and just have, on a regular basis. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but you're right. I don't normally go seeking to buy one because I know in every store I go to, there are plenty there.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Well,
let's get into the grand
final
finale.
one, the grand finale.
I think this will probably be the most interesting on my palate just because Heaven Hill 7-year, I have not had at least 6 or 7 months.
Since you were here when we bought it.
Did I go to Oklahoma before? No, I came to you afterwards. Yeah. So not since.
Yep.
Yeah, not since then.
All right. So let's keep with the trend. We've gone Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare. Let's try the E.H. Taylor Bottle and Bond. So, but while we're tasting this, just to let you guys know, so they say 4-year aged. We have a speculation. It's probably more like 6 to 10. I doubt it's 4 years. You might have a couple barrels out there floating that's 4. I'm thinking it's closer to 6 to 10, 100 proof. And yeah.
Now see, each Taylor's so unique that like, I feel, first of all, I do pay secondary for this, but I'm so inclined because it is that fucking good. I've never paid $100 for one.
No.
That seems to be like the standard price.
Yeah.
However, I do understand the hysteria around this 100%.
Yeah. I mean, 100 proof, it's drinks really, 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 really nice. I've always really enjoyed this. I've had multiple bottles. I have multiple bottles. I just opened a new one because kind of like you were saying, I killed a bottle last week of it. So I had to open a new bottle. So, I mean, even a neck pour, which people always talk about that. Depends on how long the bottle's been sitting there, but for me, it's still phenomenal.
Yeah, it's like very warm and inviting, and light little plum.
Yep.
I can't remember if we've actually reviewed this or not, but I'm not going to go in depth to it because that's not what this video is about. However, like there's nothing from nose to palate that I have complications with. I'll just say that.
Yeah. No. All right. Let's do the Heaven Hill Baldwin Bond. So with this one, like I was saying, similar price points, 40 some bucks. That's normally what the MSRP is for both of those, are around 40 some dollars, depending on where you're sitting. This one's 7-year, 100 proof. To me, this is the hottest out of all of them from what I remember, because I'm like you, Garrett, I actually haven't had this in probably 6 months because we've been buying so many different stuff and trying so much different stuff. So I'm excited to get into this.
I mean, if that doesn't taste like a Granny Smith apple, I don't know what does.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's very good, but once again, I still think out of all of them, it's the hottest out of all of them. And I think that it's complex, but that's what I find interesting about these. All of these, for the most part, are allocated. And they're not expensive. And they're not like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, these shouldn't be allocated bottles. These should be on the shelf all day, every day, and they should be amazing. And people should be drinking these, and everyone should have the opportunity to drink these on a regular basis, because for 10 years, 7-year, 6-4, all these different ages that they've aged these bourbons, and they're so complex with flavor and they taste so good. All of them. Like, this is a hard comparison between them. Like, I would say the easiest one was Buffalo Trace and Heaven Hill, but Eagle Rare and McKenna and Taylor and, Taylor and Heaven Hill, Ball and Bond, that they're just hard to kind of decipher and choose between, because they're both so good. And it's just, I don't know. It's not something easy that you can just sit here and go, yep, check mark, this one's way better. To me, it's not.
No, I mean, and that speaks to, like, I didn't go out and buy any of these bottles when we came to the concept of this video.
Yeah.
These were bottles that I own. I had to open 4 brand new bottles tonight, but they have been here for quite some time. And as they say, the inventory. And, it's good to have a reason to open them.
It is. It is. All right. So for the last one, who comes out on top?
If I was going to rank these,
well, no, between the E.H. Taylor and the Heaven Hill Ball and Bond.
E.H. Taylor.
Yep.
E.H. Taylor.
So
I would be interested to do.
So the funny thing is we both like both brands very much, distilleries, but Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, and E.H. Taylor won hands down. It's why people call everyone a homer when it comes to Buffalo Trace. Everybody thinks that people just, it's a Buffalo Trace product, everyone's a homer about it. No, we're not all taters with this stuff. It's literally just like, I think maybe we do this more often, as we take these 3, Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, and E.H. Taylor, and put them up against 3 in any grouping. And to me, they're probably going to come out on top. Like, and we drink a lot of bourbon. I mean, but
I think it would be interesting to put the Elijah Craig versus the Heaven Hill 7 in a blind, because they both have the hot finish. The proof isn't so much off. I think it's just harder because, like I said, Elijah Craig barrel proof, I drink that. It's not on camera, but behind that Tinkerman back there, those are all barrel proofs. Yep. And I don't drink the regular. I even said I was going to buy that Elijah Craig rye. At that video, I still haven't done it. But I think because, I did just finish a bottle of Elijah or Eagle Rare, and I did just finish a bottle of E.H. Taylor, these things are more craveable right now. However, if I can get a A122, who knows if the tides return, just because, like, it's that time of the year to where barrel proofs are coming out. So like maybe if I was drinking a barrel proof recently, I would favor the Elijah Craig. But I just finished 2 different bottles that happen to be 2 of the 3 Buffalo Traces within the last week.
Yeah.
So there could be some bias there. It may or may not. I know Elijah Eagle Rare. Damn, that's hard to say. Eagle Rare for sure. Y'all know I love it. I love it. There are plenty of backups in this house of Eagle Rare.
Yes. All right. Well, let's. It was a clean sweep by Buffalo Trace. So let's rank all 6 from best to least best. You go first.
Best to least best. So Eagle Rare. I did.
Yep.
E.H. Taylor.
Okay.
Heaven Hill 7-year.
Okay.
I forgot what I put in this because I had to label it different. Okay. Buffalo Trace. So then if that was Heaven Hill 7-year.
You only got 10. You've got Heaven Hill. You've got McKenna, and then regular EC. So I'm close. It's Eagle Rare for me, McKenna, E.H. Taylor, Heaven Hill, Bottle and Bond, BT, and then EC. So very similar. I just have a soft spot for McKenna. I think because I've been drinking it for so many years and I really love the 10. But like you said, Eagle Rare is my top out of all these. It's just one of those that I think is phenomenal. So, yeah. Well, I think that'll do it for this episode. Really appreciate you guys watching in and being part of this community. And Gary, you want to take us home?
Yeah, smash the fuck out of that subscribe button. Just real fucking hard. Guess we're not going to get monetized for this one because I said fuck too much. But doesn't matter if you like it neat, on the rocks, or in a fucking Coke. Whiskey happens.
Whiskey happens.